The massive alien research vessel Star Weaver drifted silently near Earth's orbital range, its sleek metallic surface reflecting the soft blue of the planet below. Inside the ship's command center, Commander Krell reviewed initial planetary scans with a mixture of academic detachment and mild curiosity. Jay Park sat in the small satellite control room at the International Space Research Center in Seoul, monitoring routine communication signals. His fingers moved quickly across the holographic interface, tracking multiple satellite trajectories. Most days were predictable, tracking weather patterns, communication relays, standard orbital maintenance. This day would not be standard. A strange electromagnetic signature flickered across his screens. At first, Park thought it was a technical glitch, those happened occasionally. But the signal was too precise, too deliberate to be random interference. Something was watching Earth, and it wasn't human. He zoomed in, fingers racing across digital displays. The signal pattern was complex, structured in ways no known human technology could generate. Park's heart began racing. This wasn't just an anomaly. This was something else entirely. Within minutes, Park had alerted his supervisor. Within an hour, international research centers were comparing notes. The alien probe, now confirmed by multiple independent sources, was collecting data about Earth with methodical efficiency. Commander Krell watched the planetary surface through advanced scanning technology. Humans appeared primitive from orbital perspectives. Their cities were sparse, their technological infrastructure seemingly basic. Metal structures, electromagnetic communication networks, primitive transportation systems, nothing suggested the potential for advanced interstellar capabilities. The probe collected data, atmospheric composition, technological infrastructure, population distribution, energy consumption patterns. To the aliens, Earth was another potential resource planet, another potential colony or research subject. They did not understand what they were truly observing. Yoona Kim, a brilliant quantum physicist working at a collaborative research center, received the first detailed scan reports. Her analytical mind quickly processed the incoming data. The alien technology was advanced, but not incomprehensible. Each scan revealed patterns, technological signatures that could be studied, potentially replicated. "They're watching," she whispered to her research team, "but they don't understand us." The alien perspective was clinical, detached. Humans were categorized as a developing species, potentially interesting, but not threatening. Their technological progress was linear, predictable. The Star Weaver's database contained thousands of planetary profiles similar to Earth. What the aliens didn't recognize was human adaptability. In research centers across continents, scientists began analyzing the alien probe's technology. Not with fear, but with a strange combination of scientific curiosity and competitive spirit. Every scan, every piece of collected data became a learning opportunity. Jay Park continued monitoring the alien signals. His background in satellite engineering and quantum communications gave him unique insights. Where others saw an incomprehensible technological signature, he saw potential. Mathematical patterns. Communication protocols that could be understood, potentially decoded. The alien probe continued its silent observation, collecting data with mechanical precision. It recorded urban landscapes, technological infrastructure, communication networks. Each scan suggested a species on the cusp of something, but not quite there yet. They were wrong. Humanity's greatest strength had always been adaptation. Every technological challenge became an opportunity. Every unknown became a puzzle waiting to be solved. The alien probe represented more than a potential threat, it was a gateway to understanding technologies beyond current human comprehension. As hours passed, the Star Weaver maintained its orbital position, its crew confident in their technological superiority. They saw a planet. A potential research subject. They did not see what was coming. Humanity was about to change everything they understood about technological progress, about species development, about the very nature of exploration. The first contact had begun. And nothing would ever be the same, the research center buzzed with electric energy. Jay Park stood before a wall of holographic displays, his eyes scanning complex mathematical equations and technological schematics. Around him, scientists from different countries worked together, their fingers moving across transparent interfaces. Elena Rodriguez walked into the room, carrying a small device that looked both familiar and completely alien. It was a fragment of technology recovered from the initial alien probe scans, something that could change everything humans understood about physics and space travel. "We can decode this," she said quietly. Her voice carried a mixture of excitement and determination. The device was unlike anything human engineers had seen before. Its internal structure suggested quantum communication capabilities far beyond current Earth technologies. Most scientists would have been overwhelmed. But not this team. Jay noticed something unique in the device's quantum signature. A subtle pattern that repeated itself, almost like a hidden mathematical language. Where others saw complexity, he saw opportunity. Each strange signal was a puzzle waiting to be solved. Global communication networks lit up. Research centers in Tokyo, Seoul, Berlin, San Francisco, and Mumbai began sharing data in real time. The alien technology was becoming a global project, not just a single team's mission. "Look at this quantum entanglement pattern," Elena explained to her colleagues. Her finger traced invisible lines on the holographic display. "It's not just communication. It's almost like information transportation." The implications were massive. If they could understand this technology, humans could potentially create communication systems that worked faster than light. Instant information transfer across massive distances. Something that seemed like science fiction just weeks ago. Sung Lee, the project's lead coordinator, watched the team work. He understood that this was more than a technological breakthrough. This was humanity's response to an unexpected challenge. Every alien scan, every piece of mysterious technology became an opportunity to prove human potential. Days turned into weeks. The team worked without breaks, fueled by curiosity and a collective sense of purpose. They weren't just studying alien technology. They were reimagining what was possible. Michael Thompson, a propulsion systems expert, discovered something extraordinary. The alien device's internal structure suggested a completely new approach to energy management. Traditional rocket science suddenly looked primitive. "We're not just copying," Michael told his team. "We're creating something entirely new." The breakthrough came unexpectedly. During a routine simulation, Elena's computer model revealed a quantum communication method that could potentially compress massive amounts of data into microscopic signals. It was like discovering a new language of technological communication. Governments and private research institutions started paying attention. Funding poured in. The global scientific community recognized that something significant was happening. Jay Park's team wasn't just studying alien technology. They were learning its language, understanding its logic. Each decoded signal was a step toward something revolutionary. The alien observers, still monitoring Earth from their distant vessel, began to notice changes. The humans were progressing much faster than their historical database suggested. What was supposed to be a routine planetary observation was turning into something unexpected. Yoona Kim, working on parallel quantum computing models, made another crucial discovery. The alien technology's core principle wasn't just about advanced communication. It was about understanding information as a malleable, transportable resource. "We can rebuild this," she told her colleagues. "Not just copy. Rebuild and improve." The research center became a hub of constant innovation. Engineers, physicists, mathematicians, all working together, breaking traditional scientific boundaries. National borders meant nothing. This was a human project. Weeks of continuous work resulted in a prototype communication device. It was small, no larger than a smartphone, but its internal structure suggested capabilities that would make current global communication networks look like ancient technology. The alien probe continued its silent observation. But now, something had changed. The planet they thought was primitive was showing signs of rapid, unexpected technological evolution. Humanity was about to show them that being underestimated was their greatest advantage. The alien civilization's Central Command received the first alarming reports about Earth's technological progress. What had seemed like a routine planetary observation was transforming into an unexpected threat. Commander Krell reviewed the data streams with growing concern. The human technological advancement was happening at an impossible rate. Their quantum communication models, their propulsion research, everything suggested a species evolving far beyond predicted parameters. On Earth, Sung Lee understood the stakes. As the head of the United Global Defense Initiative, he had coordinated an unprecedented global response. Countries that once competed now worked together, sharing research, combining technological resources. The alien communication came unexpectedly. A complex signal designed to suppress human technological development. It targeted communication networks, attempted to disrupt research centers, and tried to introduce computational barriers that would slow human progress. But they had miscalculated humanity's adaptability. Jay Park and Elena Rodriguez were monitoring global communication systems when the alien interference began. Most technological networks would have collapsed under such an advanced attack. Instead, they watched as human systems not only resisted but began to actively analyze and counter the alien signal. "They're trying to stop us," Elena said, her fingers moving rapidly across holographic interfaces. "But they don't understand how we work." The global scientific community transformed overnight. Research centers that were previously competitive now shared every piece of discovered technology. Military institutions, technology companies, university research departments all became part of a single, focused entity. Michael Thompson discovered something extraordinary during the alien interference. The attack patterns revealed weaknesses in the alien communication technology. What was meant to suppress human development was actually providing them with unprecedented insights into advanced technological systems. Yoona Kim's quantum computing team began developing adaptive defense algorithms. Each alien signal became a learning opportunity. Where traditional systems would break, human technology began to flex, adapt, and grow stronger. The alien civilization watched in growing alarm. Their historical database had no precedent for this level of rapid technological adaptation. Humans were not just resisting, they were evolving their technology in real time, using the very attacks designed to slow them down. Sung Lee prepared a global communication. It wasn't a message of fear or aggression. It was a clear, calculated statement of human intention. "We are not your experiment," the transmission read. "We are explorers." The message was sent across multiple communication frequencies, using technologies that combined human creativity with the newly understood alien communication principles. It was a technological declaration of independence. Research centers around the world worked with unprecedented unity. Engineers in Tokyo collaborated with mathematicians in Berlin, quantum physicists in Mumbai shared data with computer scientists in San Francisco. National boundaries disappeared in the face of this collective challenge. The alien civilization's attempts to suppress human technological development had the opposite effect. Instead of slowing progress, they had triggered a global mobilization of human potential. Jay Park's team developed a communication encryption method that could not only resist alien interference but could actually reverse engineer their technological attack patterns. What was meant to be a suppression became a massive data collection opportunity. Military institutions began integrating the new technologies. Defense systems were no longer about traditional warfare. They became adaptive, quantum-level communication and defense networks that could predict and counter technological threats in milliseconds. The alien observers continued monitoring, but their confidence was rapidly diminishing. The species they had considered primitive was demonstrating technological capabilities that defied their most advanced computational models. Sung Lee understood this was more than a technological confrontation. This was a statement about human potential. Every attempted alien suppression was met with increased human innovation, increased global cooperation. As days passed, it became clear humanity was not just resisting. They were transforming. The alien civilization had initiated a confrontation. But they would soon realize they had awakened something far more powerful than they could have ever imagined. Humanity was not just surviving. They were preparing to explore. The starship Horizon rose from Earth's massive construction facility, a testament to human determination and technological innovation. Its hull gleamed with a strange metallic surface that seemed to shift and adapt, reflecting years of combined global research. Jay Park watched the final construction stages with a mixture of pride and anticipation. What started as a desperate response to alien interference had transformed into humanity's first true interstellar vessel. Every component represented a breakthrough: quantum adaptive systems, regenerative life support technologies that could sustain human life for decades, and a propulsion system that essentially rewrote the laws of known physics. Una Kim managed the ship's complex computer systems. Her team had spent years developing an artificial intelligence that could make split-second decisions across vast interstellar distances. Unlike traditional AI, this system was designed to adapt, to learn, to understand human complexity. The global selection process for the crew had been intense. Thousands of scientists, engineers, explorers, and specialists competed for limited positions. Not just for technical skills, but for psychological resilience, adaptability, and the ability to represent humanity in an unknown universe. Michael Thompson performed the final propulsion system checks. The engine design incorporated technologies reverse-engineered from the alien probe, combined with human innovation. It could theoretically compress spacetime, allowing travel across vast galactic distances in ways previously considered impossible. 700 selected crew members represented a cross-section of global humanity. Scientists, engineers, medical professionals, agricultural experts, and support personnel. Each selected not just for their skills, but for their ability to work together, to create a small, functional society during their potentially decades-long journey. The alien civilization watched the preparations with growing concern. Their initial attempts to suppress human technological development had failed spectacularly. Now, they witnessed something they had never anticipated: a species preparing to leave its home planet with technologies that defied their most advanced computational models. Elena Rodriguez managed the ship's scientific research division. Her team had developed research protocols that could study and document everything they would encounter. Astronomical observation systems, xenobiology research equipment, planetary analysis tools, all designed to maximize their exploratory potential. Sung Lee, who had coordinated the global technological response, now stood as the mission's overall commander. His leadership had transformed humanity's response from defensive to boldly exploratory. The Horizon was more than a ship. It was a statement about human potential. Launch day arrived with global celebration. Every major communication network broadcast the event. Countries that once competed now watched together, united by a collective achievement. The massive vessel rose slowly, breaking through Earth's atmosphere with unprecedented grace. Inside the ship, crew members prepared for their historic journey. Personal spaces were minimal but efficiently designed. Each crew member carried limited personal items, understanding that their collective survival and mission were the priority. The propulsion system engaged. Traditional rocket science looked primitive compared to the Horizon's quantum compression drive. Space itself seemed to bend around the vessel, creating corridors of accelerated travel that made lightspeed look slow. From their observation vessel, the alien civilization watched in stunned silence. This was not just a technological achievement. This was a species declaring its intention to explore, to grow, to challenge every previous understanding of technological potential. As Horizon left the solar system, Jay Park looked out at the vast starscape. Generations of human potential, of scientific struggle, of collective human spirit, had culminated in this moment. They were not just leaving Earth. They were beginning humanity's true journey. The ship's computer system, designed by Una Kim's team, began calculating potential star systems, potential habitable planets. Not just for survival, but for potential new homes, new opportunities for human expansion. Michael Thompson's propulsion systems hummed with a strange, almost alive energy. The technologies incorporated were so advanced that traditional engineering concepts seemed obsolete. This was not just travel. This was transformation. Sun Li addressed the crew through the ship's communication system. "We are not just explorers," he said. "We are the representatives of human potential. Whatever we encounter, we will face together." The horizon disappeared into the vast darkness of space, carrying with it the hopes, dreams, and collective spirit of an entire planet. Humanity's first true interstellar journey had begun. 5 years into their journey, the horizon had traveled distances that challenged human comprehension. The ship had become more than a vessel, it was a living, breathing ecosystem of human potential. Yoona Kim stood on the observation deck, watching unknown star systems drift past. The ship's quantum navigation systems had discovered patterns in galactic movement that no previous human research had imagined. Each light year traveled revealed new scientific mysteries. The crew had become a tight-knit community. 700 individuals from different backgrounds had transformed into a single, unified group. Cultural differences had blended, creating a new kind of human society, one focused on survival, exploration, and collective growth. J. Park managed the ship's primary research systems. Their sensors had already documented 3 potentially habitable planetary systems. Not just rocky planets, but worlds with complex chemical environments that suggested the possibility of life. Michael Thompson's propulsion team continued improving their quantum compression drive. What had started as an experimental technology was now a refined system that could potentially reshape human understanding of space travel. The drive didn't just move through space, it seemed to understand and interact with spacetime itself. Elena Rodriguez led the xenobiology research team. Their scanners had detected microscopic organic structures in dust clouds that challenged everything humans previously understood about potential life forms. These weren't just scientific discoveries. They were fundamental reimaginings of biological possibilities. Sun Li monitored the ship's overall mission parameters. His leadership had transformed from military-style coordination to something more fluid, more adaptive. The horizon was not just a mission. It was a living experiment in human potential. Unexpected challenges emerged constantly. A massive radiation storm nearly destroyed their primary communication systems. But the crew's adaptive technologies not only survived but actually improved their sensor capabilities during the event. The alien civilization that had initially observed Earth continued tracking the horizon's journey. Their most advanced computational models could not predict the ship's movements. Humanity had become something entirely unexpected. A species that didn't just adapt, but fundamentally transformed technological understanding. Communication with Earth became increasingly complex. Time dilation effects meant that messages took years to transmit. The horizon was becoming more than a ship. It was humanity's first true interstellar colony, potentially developing its own unique cultural identity. Medical research teams made extraordinary discoveries. The ship's regenerative life support systems were producing unexpected biological adaptations. Crew members were developing subtle genetic changes that improved their ability to survive in controlled, low-gravity environments. Agricultural teams successfully grew complex food systems using advanced hydroponics and genetic modification techniques. What started as survival strategies became sophisticated ecosystem management. The ship was learning to sustain itself in ways no previous human technology had achieved. Quantum communication systems developed by Yoona Kim's team began detecting strange signal patterns from distant star systems. These weren't just random electromagnetic waves. They suggested potential intelligent communication structures that humans had never imagined. Michael Thompson's propulsion research revealed something extraordinary. Their quantum compression drive wasn't just moving through space. It was creating microscopic interactions with the fabric of spacetime itself. Each journey was not just travel, but a complex scientific experiment. As their 10th year of travel approached, the horizon discovered something unprecedented. A planetary system with multiple worlds that showed complex chemical signatures suggesting potential technological development. Not just life, but the possibility of another developing civilization. Sun Li called an emergency mission conference. The discovery challenged everything they understood about potential life in the universe. They were no longer just explorers. They were potential first contact representatives for humanity. J. Park's research systems began detailed planetary scanning. Complex electromagnetic signals suggested technological activity. But these weren't human technologies. These were something entirely different, entirely unknown. Elena Rodriguez's xenobiology team prepared comprehensive research protocols. Years of training, of adaptive learning, of technological innovation had prepared them for this moment. First potential contact with an alien civilization. The horizon approached the mysterious planetary system. Humanity's first true interstellar vessel carried with it not just scientific equipment, but the collective hopes, dreams, and potential of an entire species. They were no longer just exploring. They were transforming everything humans had ever understood about their place in the universe.